Hello and cheers. Welcome to Americans Learn. My name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be watching a video by Big Tugg. This one is called Why Drinking is Stupid. It has been a while since I've been able to use my bartender handle, but I'm excited to be back. I might just put it back on. People were giving me grief about what does this have to do with bartending. I'm like, I don't know, it's just fun. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. I want to give a quick shout out to a few channel members. So thanks to Jonathan H, Griffin Endress, and Joe Fravel. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna be, I try to remember to say hello and thank you to some of our members in every video. I don't always remember, and I'm very sorry about that, but today I did, so huzzah. If you do want to be a member, then you get some perks such as, the shout outs. You can get some extra content or early content. I think for this channel, it's more early content. Most stuff I'm able to post eventually after the fact, but you do get some stuff early. And you can suggest other videos for us to watch, and we are going to give that more priority than some other suggestions. So that's just that. Today, again, like I said, I'm excited to do a video on drinking. I want to learn why drinking is stupid and to see if there are reasons for it other than, the ones I already know, have all of the negative effects. But I'm curious to see what he's got to say. So
Did you know in alcohol commercials they can't actually drink the alcohol?
Yes.
Like if you watch the commercial, they'll put the drink up to their lips, or they'll be partying and they'll be having a good time getting drunk, but they can't actually show someone drinking alcohol in an
yes, I did know that. I learned it in one of my advertising classes in college.
alcohol commercial, which I think is telling of the entire industry, but it has nothing to do with the rest of this video. I just couldn't find a place to put that fact. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, alright, I enjoy boozing. I like a good white wine, a High Noon, Bud Light every once in a while. I don't really like beer. Craft beer, icky, ew, get that away from me. But let's all take a second.
It's much better than Bud Light. I like that he put a 312 in there. You don't see that a lot when people are talking about craft beers.
Take a second and face it. I enjoy boozing. I like a good white wine, a High Noon, Bud Light every once in a while. I don't really like beer. Craft beer.
All right. I like that he's got Coors Light is in here with the craft beer. That's hilarious. Flying Dog. Ah, I love Flying Dog beers. That's local to where I grew up. We got the Goose Island 312. Got Founders. Those are local to where I'm at now. The choices. Goose Island again. Who put these together? Who put those together? That's wild. All right. I'm 90% sure Flying Dog. I think that's kind of local to where we saw a bunch of stuff where I grew up. There was one called the Raging Bitch, was one of the beers that Flying Dog did, which is just funny to me because, dogs. But anyway. Moving on.
Ew, get that away from me. But let's all take a second and face the facts that alcohol is bad for you. Tucker, how could you say that? That's a completely new fact I've never heard about in my life. I thought alcohol was good for you. Burn the heathen. I mean, for real though. I mean, why do we keep drinking it? I'm gonna sound like a narc, but it's really bad for you. I mean, honestly, as a society, can't we get together and pick a drug that's not gonna make you fight your stepdad or hit a Jersey barrier going a $1.20 on the freeway? Why do we keep drinking at bars and parties to feel confident for a few hours and then the next day you literally feel like death? I mean, cost-benefit analysis, is it even really worth it at all? Even a little bit? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would say yes. Also, if you know how to take care of that hangover and you nip that in the bud, you're usually going to be okay. I very, very rarely get a hangover, no matter how much I drink. And the worst that happens to me is I will spend the next day being kind of tired. And sometimes not very hungry. But, I've trained my drunken form I'm very good at remembering to drink water before I go to bed. I usually manage to eat something before I pass out, like a sandwich, something with carbs. And I always remember to have ibuprofen, on standby. So you pop up a couple of those. I usually wake up really early too. After I've been drinking, I wake up very early the next day. So I'll take another one and when I wake up and then go to sleep for another hour or two. And that nips it in the bud every single time. But I did have to sort of trained myself to do that, and now it's like I do it even when I'm blackout drunk. I'll be blackout drunk and I'll wake up with 3 glasses of water on my bedside because I didn't remember that I'd already gotten myself one.
Oh, that's good. This whole video I'm going to be fighting the urge to sound like a youth pastor, but you're going to have to deal with it. Okay, so before we get into the science of how alcohol ravages your body like a Viking on mushrooms, let's just break down the social reasons why it's a dumb idea. Number 1, you're going to make an ass out of yourself every single time. You might think you're not going to, but you are going to make an ass out of yourself. Oh, Tucker, I'm no chump. I can handle my liquor, says the person who cannot absolutely handle their liquor. If you said that
Fair.
out loud, this is what you look like, and I don't respect this person. For the rest of us, I mean, good lord, aren't we the worst? Aren't we the worst when we're drunk? Talking loudly, oversharing, thinking you're hilarious, thinking you're James Bond when really you're just James Corden. And then you wake up the next morning and you feel like garbage, and every social faux pas you made last night flashes in front of your eyes like a PowerPoint presentation made of knives.
You will be like, why did I say that? Why did I say that thing? Or it's like, even if you can just barely remember what you said, you're like, oh, I know I said something that I should not have said.
Just straight pain to the dome. And speaking of pain, let's talk about the financial pain that comes with drinking. I mean, if you're drinking at home, that's not too bad. You can get a 6-pack of Line and Googles for like $10 and just, you know, have fun. But drinking at home is close to drinking alone, and that's, you know, historically not great. So you go out, you meet some folks, try and have a good time in society, which is pretty hard without alcohol. You have a few beers and you get a little loose, you decide, oh, I'm gonna treat myself to a nice little cocktail. A little bit more expensive, but it's gonna be worth it. Flash forward to the point where you've lost all sense of monetary value because you're too drunk and you bought 17 cocktails and you are shit out of luck. I mean, I lose all sense of the value of a dollar when I'm drunk. I am bad at that. And also, let's not kid ourselves, okay? Alcohol tastes yucky. Doesn't taste good at all. Honestly.
No, I like it. I do like it. I mean, I am someone who will drink, I mean, depending on the whiskey, I'll drink that straight up or sometimes with rocks, but like I will drink Tito's with on the rocks. I've drank it by itself before. Sometimes I'll put like a twist of lemon or something in there. I don't mind the taste. I like the taste of wine. I like the taste of a lot of beers, not really IPAs, but I do like the taste of a lot of different alcohol. Not like ethanol or something, not, you know, some of it's nasty, but some of it's really good tasting. I would say no. I would say no to this. Also, one of the ways that you can mitigate that cost for alcohol is to go to bars where you are friends with the owner, or where you're friends with somebody who's like besties with the bartender who will get you a drink for free. I mean, you come hang out with me, I know so many places where we can get at least 1 round free. Just saying. Honestly, it's probably the most disgusting and common thing a human adult puts in their body. Oh, but Tucker, you're just uncivilized, okay? You don't know the finer things of a nice $8 IPA with hints of chestnut and tinfoil in it. All right, Big Cat. I mean, I don't like IPAs. I'm gonna give him that. But other things, okay.
Maybe you do like a good IPA, but you're telling me you'd still drink that if there was no 8% alcohol by volume on it? I doubt that. I doubt that very much. I mean,
people
real
do.
Beer, not Bud Light, but real beer tastes like gross, stinky bread water, and wine tastes like a 20-80 split of rubbing alcohol and vinegar, and booze, like straight up booze. I would never drink straight up vodka again in my life. College Tucker has made his mistakes, and he has learned from them.
That wasn't straight up vodka. That was like a vodka pink lemonade, is what that was. I'm just gonna say he's wrong about this part. Like, people do. I've drank non-alcoholic beer before because it was what was there. Like, I mean, honestly, you could say the same thing about freaking coffee. Like, what's the point of decaf? It's not like coffee tastes that amazing that, like, drinking decaf makes a ton of sense. You drink it for the caffeine content, but, like, some people do like the taste of coffee, and they do like the taste of decaf, and so they drink that. You know? In this particular case, I'm gonna say he is wrong. Sometimes alcohol does taste very good. There's a reason people, I don't know. I just think he's incorrect about this. Like, I will almost never drink soda unless there's alcohol in it, because I'm not big on carbonation, but, like, other people really like the taste of soda. I think it's too sweet.
Nothing to prove anymore. It's okay that we drink just because, it makes us feel fuzzy and forget about the horrors of reality. You don't have to pretend to be fancy when you drink. It's annoying. It's obnoxious. And also, all the injuries... all the injuries that come with getting drunk. How often do people hurt themselves while they're hammered? I mean, how many videos of white women have you seen on a sidewalk just absolutely beef it? It's very common. I mean, let's not even include the statistics
That's
of,
true.
you know, car crashes, because that's not, this is a fun video, that's not fun. There's also this thing called nocturnal aneurysm, I don't know how to say it, but it just means you piss yourself when you fall asleep when you're drunk, and shocking amount of the population does that. And it's weird that we don't talk about it. I mean, that's a big sciencey word for what this is. What I call it is Ben from high school syndrome. Ben, you ruined a lot of sheets in my house, and I had to keep explaining to my mom that the dog did it. That's fucked up. And the absolute worst thing about drinking is obviously the hangovers, but it's so common in society that we don't talk about how fucking horrible those things are. I'm gonna go into the science of hangovers in a little bit. We'll get to that. But let's just, you know, just think about it for a second. Oh, this generation's a bunch of pussies. Back in my day, we used to drink till 6 and then go to work at 7. Well, my generation's blood is half vape juice and half microplastics, so maybe we can't handle poison that much. We can't juggle all 3 of them. And I don't care, man. I cannot do hangovers. I get such bad anxiety and my body feels swollen and it's just poison. You know what, fuck it. I'm gonna talk about the science of hangovers.
That's a you problem, my friend. Like I said, you can mitigate that shit. You can, like, take steps. And again, people are like, but you're drunk and blah, blah, blah. If when you are just a little bit tipsy, you take those same steps every single time, you will be in enough of a habit that it will just happen when you're completely trashed. Like, your brain will know what it's supposed to do. Like, I was completely trashed the other night, and that was my fault. I shouldn't have gotten as drunk as I did. But like, to the point where I had trouble getting into my front door, and sometimes my front door is tricky anyway, but like, it was bad. But like, and my roommate was like, I mean, I came into the kitchen, you're making yourself a sandwich, so I figured you were fine. It's like, yeah, I made myself a sandwich. I filled up my water bottle. I had my ibuprofen ready. And it's like, I will do that when I'm fully blackout drunk. And it's because since college, I have been taking those same steps. I've just been doing that for a long time. And not even since college, actually. In college, I just never got hungover. But like, after college, once I passed like 25, started getting, like, I was like, ooh, I feel kind of slow this morning. And then I started taking those steps and making sure I had the ibuprofen at hand. I'm just saying. Also, don't mix too much alcohol. Like, you don't want to have like too much rum and tequila and the shots of whiskey, and like, mixing things can get a little bit wonky also. And if you're doing a lot of cocktails and mixed drinks, that can be a little bit weird. People always say it's the sugar in that. It's not. That's not really the problem. It's the lack of hydration, I think, is the main issue. But I mean, for me, I like liquor by itself too, so I will often I'll do old fashions or just like vodka on the rocks, like something like that, and then that also helps because you get the effects, but you can also kind of be like, I don't know. There are ways to drink responsibly, but also be completely hammered. But drink safely. And like I said, take care of yourself afterwards and get in the habit of taking yourself afterwards, even if you're not that drunk. Because then those habits carry over to when you are, and then you are more likely to keep yourself safe. But it is poison.
Fuck me. So alcohol is, well, I've said it before, it's like the worst thing you can put in your body. And once again, I'm sounding like the sexy dare line, you know, only you can prevent forest fires, whatever the fuck he says, but you got here.
Not that.
Just look at the science of what alcohol does to your body, and then you make the decision whether or not it's worth putting in your body. And you probably still will drink because you're a degenerate, but just fucking pay attention. So number one,
he's gonna be right about this.
Classified by the World by the World Health Organization as poison and also a class 1 carcinogen. It's cancer juice. Say it with me, everybody. Cancer juice. That's right. So ignoring that scary tidbit of information, let's think about how your body
That fact. It's poison.
Processes alcohol. So when you drink alcohol, your liver breaks it down at a steady rate. And that's why nerds will tell you that you drink alcohol like 1.5 drinks per hour so your body can handle it. But we're not fucking dorks. We're here to drink, baby. So when you drink to get drunk, you're just overpowering your liquor. Like 3 drinks an hour, that's gonna make your liver go like, yo, dude, slow down. And you're like, no, you fucking pick up because we're going hard tonight. You just kind of bump your organs into letting you have a good time, which is such an abusive relationship. I'm surprised my liver's not on Dr. Phil. So after you hack your body's defense mechanisms, your blood gets filled up with alcohol and it goes straight to your brain and slows down shit and also can kill brain cells. But now you're drunk, baby. Now it's a party. Oh, drowning your organs in Malort and lime juice added consequence.
Malort. This man, is he Midwestern? You know what? He might be Chicago, like, I wonder if he is from, like, the Chicagoland area, this guy. People very, very rarely outside of this general, like, they don't mention Malort. And he had several, like, the image that he found of those beers, a lot of them, like, Founders, that's a Midwestern, like, ale. Goose Island, Chicago. Is this man from Chicago?
Who would have fucking thunk? Drinking gets your blood pumping, ladies and gentlemen, and not in a good way, not at all. Alcohol makes your blood vessels dilate and expand, which makes your heart have to go into double overtime, which makes everything fucky in your body. And the heart rate effect can last up to 5 days, 5 whole days. And if you do it enough, you can experience also these fun symptoms. Huzzah! And the way this shit affects like the rest of your body is also no bueno. I mean, let's pretend you're an athlete. You're a fan of mine, so you're definitely not, but let's just pretend for the moment. You're in the gym pumping iron, or you're on the field playing polo, whatever the fuck. You won't be back to your athletic peak for 28 days after you're drinking. That's how badly alcohol affects your body. It can also cause hives, wheezing, sneezing, stuffy nose, diarrhea, weakened immune system, erectile dysfunction, diarrhea, dude. You poop.
I mean, whiskey dick. Everyone knows about whiskey dick. We all knew about that. It's a good excuse, actually.
And you might think, oh, I'll just get a good night's sleep after drinking and I'll be all bueno. Absolutely not. Absolutely
no, you won't.
Not. Alcohol does not let you sleep. Your brain is busy trying to scrub the poison off the sides of it like a cleaning lady with tickets to Harry Styles, aka desperately and quickly.
You might pass out, but you are not resting. Which is, again, the reason it's like, that's why when I drink heavily, the next day, I do tend to be very tired, even if it doesn't matter if I slept or if I passed out. I know there's a reason that I'm tired the next day. I'm very well aware of that fact.
Therefore, it's not focused on you anymore, buddy. It's dealing with other shit, so you're not going to hit one REM cycle. You're not going to get any of the restorative benefits of sleeping, so you're just kind of laying there unconscious for a while, which means you didn't sleep. And it also causes nightmares sometimes. Alcohol causes nightmares. It's the worst. If there was a new disease, a new pandemic that caused...
I just have the weirdest dreams and like kind of sleep paralysis things anyway, like and like just terrible insomnia. So it's like I get this is a problem for a lot of people. For me, this part, I'm like, well, that's typical. Regardless of whether or not I've drank that month or not, this is gonna happen anyway.
It's the worst. If there was a new disease, a new pandemic that caused the effects of hangovers on unwilling participants, we would all be lined up for that microchip vaccine. There would be no hesitation. It is a horrible, horrible thing to deal with. So I was a bartender, fuck, spilled my drink. So I was a bartender for 5 years, and you can tell a lot about a person by the drink they order. And usually, I would hate them. Everyone has a favorite cocktail, but there's a lot of them that means you're a trashy piece of shit. So just know that if you order these specific cocktails, you are garbage, and your bartender is secretly judging you, and they probably hate you. Number 1, Long Island iced tea. You piece of shit. My landlord just knocked on the door to give me a key, and I am shithoused at like 2 in the afternoon. Long Island iced tea. You need 7 different liquors in a drink? Do you need that? Do you need that to get going there? Boozy McBoozehound? The problem with the Long Island iced tea is it sounds fancy, but it's not fancy. And the bartender has to run around opening up like 6 different bottles, and it's just obnoxious. It's just fucking drink like an adult. Manhattan.
It is annoying.
Ooh, we get it, dude. You're a business conglomerate. That's not the word. You're fancy. You have business meetings. You wear ties. You got a belt, probably. A Manhattan only sounds fancy because it's called a Manhattan. You know why it's called a Manhattan? Because the ingredients are 2 things, then 1 thing, and then another 2 things.
That's a lot of things. It's frickin'... Oh, I think he's saying it's 2 parts. I think is what he means by that. Because it is. It's very easy to make a Manhattan. It's just whiskey or rye, sweet vermouth, and like bitters. Like that's it. Usually a little bit of cherry, you put a maraschino or a cherry in there, something like that. Maraschino sometimes. But like, Manhattans are easy. Manhattans are very easy.
And that's the area code, 212 Manhattan. It's fucking, if it didn't have that name, it wouldn't be that fancy.
I didn't know that's why it was called a Manhattan. That's pretty cool. I like that because it's 2 parts, 1 part, 2 parts, I guess. Is that what he's trying to say? That's not how I make a Manhattan. It's like, oh no, you know what? I think maybe because it's 2. He's saying it's, what is he saying? No, that's not how I make a Manhattan. I put more than 2 ounces, I think, I think it's probably supposed to be 2 ounces of the whiskey, 1 ounce of vermouth, and 2 dashes of bitters is probably where this 212 comes from, if I had to guess. Because I usually do like a 5-count pour of the whiskey, and then just like a little bit of the sweet vermouth, and then 2 dashes of bitters.
And same goes for old fashions. Old fashions are stupid. They're
no, I love them.
But they're a little less classy. But people still think they're classy. So a college kid will order one because he thinks he's an adult. You're not, dude. It's not good. Especially if you get a Wisconsin one. What the?
Okay. So I bet he's from Wisconsin then. Okay, I knew he was Midwestern. Oh yeah, no, I do like an old fashioned. But again, I like the taste of whiskey. If he doesn't like the taste of whiskey, then like he's not gonna like either of those drinks. But I will tell you, bartenders are not gonna judge you for getting a Manhattan or an old fashioned. Like Long Island iced teas, probably. Though they might judge you for that. There's a couple of drinks that I judge people for getting. But it's usually if they're just removing the key ingredient and replacing it with something else. Like, that's something that I'll judge somebody for. It's like, well, then what are you getting? Like, or I judge people when they want a martini, but they tell me no vermouth and not, like, no olive juice. So what they want is chilled alcohol. Like whatever, like if they want like vodka or gin, they just want chilled that. They don't want a twist, they don't want anything else. I'm like, that's no longer a martini. Order the chilled thing, and maybe you want it in a martini glass, but it's not a martini. Like that's when I tend to judge, is when they're ordering something that it's like, that's not what? And then there was one time somebody ordered a vodka martini, and then they were like, this is gin, when they gave it, I wasn't the bartender on that night, but the bartender was like, taste this. I was like, no, that's freaking vodka. It's very much not gin. Like, anyway, we judge that kind of person too.
What the fuck is going on over there? Then we have the category of the super duper trashy ass cocktails.
Oh,
and those are a league of their own. Grateful Dead's garbage can zombie.
I've made garbage cans. I've made a garbage can. I made it for me. Like, for not this channel, I think for the other channel, there was a reason for it. I think it was, I don't remember why. I do not remember. I think because I had finally the ingredients to do it. So I made myself a freaking garbage can.
Zombie, adios, motherfucker, all of these dudes. Grow up. And I get the appeal of drinking thing that tastes like juice with 17,000 hidden liquors in it, but you know, let's not be a dick to the bartender maybe. I don't want to serve.
Not on busy nights, baby. Not on a busy night. So like what we've done at the bar I work at is there's a couple of drinks that we serve that do have a whole bunch of different liquors in them, but we pre-batch them at the beginning of a night. So it's like all we have to do is add rocks in some cases, citrus, and like whatever the top, like soda water, ginger beer, tonic, that kind of thing. So whatever the topper is, we have to add that. But like we pour whatever the appropriate ounceage is into a shaker, give it a shake, pour it over the rocks or into the martini glass, and then just add whatever it is we need to add. And that saves so much time. Like, that saves so much time. We just make the pre-batch at the beginning of a night, and like, boom. And at that point, that's fine, because like it's like people ask for like the most ridiculous, complicated thing, and it's just like, I've got like, and then get mad when things take too long, like 4 drinks down the line. It's like, baby, you made me make a drink that takes 2 minutes to make.
Serve you a drink that's gonna get you drunk in 2 sips, and then I have to get stiffed on the tip because I told you can't piss on the floor, sir. Whiskey sours? That's fucking gross. Why would you order that? If you get the whiskey with the mix in it, like the whatever, normal whiskey sours have eggs in them. I don't want to crack an egg as a bartender, and that's fucking yucky. Why are you doing that? I'm not a chef.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate, like, ugh. And it's like, I don't, and that's the other thing. When there is a drink with egg white or something, do that at your own fucking house. Don't make me crack an egg. I'm not doing it. We used to, at the place I currently work, we used to have a drink on the menu that, like, came with egg white. We eventually got rid of the egg white, and we started using aquafaba. Because I work at a Mediterranean place, and aquafaba, it's what comes off the chickpeas. But it does the exact same effect as an egg white. It has the exact same effect as an egg white. And again, it doesn't affect the taste at all of the drink, but it's so much easier to deal with. But we eventually got that off too because it's obnoxious.
Yeah, I don't want to get slime on my hand. I don't want to fucking deal with that. So,
me neither.
You know, just don't order that. Also, any type of bomb, you degenerate, like the Vegas bomb, the orange bomb, the Jaeger bomb, cherry bomb. What else? What are the disco
I just don't like
bomb,
those.
Whatever the fuck.
I hate the bombs.
Grow up,
They're
dude.
gross.
Are you 30 ordering that? Are you at a club? Are you at table bottle service, you pussy? Bunch of fucking losers. I don't think I can fucking finish this video. I'm gonna at least lay down for a little bit before hi, baby. Hi! Oh my goodness, hello. I love you.
I wish I'd gotten as drunk as him during this video, but alas, I still have quite a lot of wine left. I was talking about hangover cures. Nothing cures a hangover other than time, so sorry about that. But that's just facts. Nothing actually cures a hangover but time. So there have been times where my tried and true method was put to the test because I was drinking until 2, but I had to be at work by 7:30, so therefore I was still drunk when I arrived. At which point, I would put some whiskey in a flask and then pour it in my coffee throughout the day just to make sure that I did not die.
So I fucked up. I'm pretty painfully hungover, and I shouldn't have did what I did, but I've given up on making that end of the video I really thought I was going to make, and I've come up with a new idea. Since I'm in currently the state of peril that I am, I thought that I would try a bunch of different hangover cures and see if any of them work. A lot of them seem pretty disgusting, but...
Oh God, is he going to do the oyster thing? Oh, gross.
For the content. But if I puke, you're gonna have to just deal with that, okay? All right, so apparently in Puerto Rico, it's tradition to put lemons under your armpits. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Apparently it's supposed to prevent the effects of dehydration and headaches. Will prevent or stop? Guess I'm a little late to this, but I did buy a lemon. So I'm just gonna go and put those under my armpit. Probably, I don't know how much lemon I should be putting. I'm not gonna put both these fucking chunks on my armpits, am I? Let's just do some classic slices. There we go. Ooh, it's cold. Oh, fuck. And number 2. And there we... Is it supposed to burn? Oh, God, it's acidic. I forgot. Fuck, it hurts. Was I just supposed to put, like, a whole lemon under my armpit? Or, like, a slice? Oh, my God, that's such a bad idea. All right, next up. What am I doing? We have the prairie oyster.
I mean, maybe it mitigates those effects because now you're just very focused on the lemons under your armpits and you can't think about anything else.
Which is an American thing, apparently.
It's gross.
Worcestershire sauce, tomato juice, vinegar, and hot sauce. Well, that's just a Bloody Mary with a raw egg instead of... So I'm gonna do that on camera for you guys now. So I just bought Bloody Mary mix instead of all the specific ingredients because I didn't want to buy all those things, and also this isn't gonna work. So what's the fucking point? So we'll just go ahead and fill this up right to the little Massachusetts thing I get.
Really? No. No. Okay, so when you're doing, I've never seen a prairie oyster done that. It's like that much liquid. Like you really don't put like anything in there. It's like that much. What's he doing? If you're Heather Chandler, it's actually full of Drano, but like still.
Yes, there we go. Should I put ice
so
in this?
much?
Ah, fuck, it doesn't matter.
No.
We have 1 egg. Huzzah. Yeah. Yep, that's what Daddy likes. Yeah, absolutely.
Incorrect, because it's supposed to be like a shot. What? How has he never heard of a prairie oyster?
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I can't do like snot shit. I can't do like boogers. There we go.
That's wrong. You did that wrong. Incorrect.
That's what I want to see. I mean, it doesn't look too different from where it was. Okay, I gotta get the balls because it touched my lips and that's made me almost gag. It's so chunky. Okay, we're good. We're fine. That was almost a thing, but it wasn't. Uno, dos, tres.
See, I can't do puke. As anyone who has seen any of my cold ones videos will tell you. That makes me not okay. The puking, nope, can't do it. Can't. Not when someone else in the sounds.
That didn't work. There is no lining in this bucket either, if you can't tell. So that's great. So go ahead, guys. Go ahead and drink. Go ahead and ruin your lives by accepting society standards of what drug you can do. I think we should bring back opium dens. That's what I think. Opium. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. How you doing? New videos every Friday. Tune in, because it gets wild around here.
So it seems. Okay. Well, I disagreed with him about some of that stuff. He was, I mean, objectively correct about it being bad for you. It is bad. Drinking is objectively bad for you. He's very right. Like, but he's wrong about the thing, how things taste sometimes. Like, look, I'm sorry. People have different tastes. But also, it's like, I've never heard of a bartender be judgy because someone ordered a Manhattan or an old fashioned. Depending. It does kind of depend on who you are. Because if they want like a Manhattan or something with just like a bunch of sugar in there, it's like, order a cocktail like that's sweet then. Like, a lot of, because people will, like old fashions will have like a little bit of simple syrup in there, but I personally don't really like them that sweet. So if I'm gonna get an old fashioned or something, I will ask for like minimal syrup, or like we make one at the restaurant where I'm at with fig syrup instead of simple syrup. And that's really, really good. It's not as sweet as sometimes old fashions can get. But like, again, it took me a long time to kind of come around to the idea of old fashions and Manhattans, because again, they're a little sweet for me. I've never been a huge fan of a lot of those kinds of cocktails, the uber sweet ones. They've just never been really my thing. I don't have a big sweet tooth in general. But again, I'm very, I don't know too many bartenders that are super gonna judge you for like an old fashioned or a Manhattan. But again, for me, that would also kind of depend on the person ordering it and the people they're with. Because if it feels like they're ordering it to seem cool or something, then I'll judge them. Or if they are, again, asking for like an extra sugar or something like that, it's like, then just order something that's already sweet. You don't have to like prove anything to anybody, right? Just order what you want to. Don't try and seem cool for your friends. Like, if you like the thing, order the thing. You know? But anyway, that's my thought. That's my thought. Again, interesting video. It did make me chuckle. So thank you for watching this with me. I hope you liked it. If you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and let me know. If you want to see more alcohol related content, go ahead and let me know, because like I said, I am a bartender and I used to do a lot of drinking stuff. A lot of that is on the other channel, so go ahead and check out like the cold one stuff. I've got how to drink stuff on there. Like, go ahead and check out some of those other videos that I've done. And I will see you all in the next one.